Hey, shout out to Boogie, man. I don't know how he got this far.
31? 31.
Hey, I love seeing Boogie succeed, man. And I hope the Bucks really regret this decision. I know they got Serge, but I hope they regret this decision, man. Let my guy go after he was playing great basketball for them. But yeah, what do y'all think about Denver? We kind of talked about him earlier, but if MPJ and Jamal Murray do come back, could make them an interesting team once we get to the postseason. What do y'all think?
They're giving opposing centers nightmares, literal nightmares. You're telling me you have Nikola Jokic, literally at worst the second best center in the NBA, the last year MVP, so still the reigning MVP until they crown a new one. And then the backup can drop a 30-piece? And, yeah, he's not going to do that consistently, but the man can produce on the offensive end. And so it's like, bro, what do we have here? This team has so many offensive pieces. I think if Jamal comes back, if then MPJ is back, MPJ might be back to what he was doing last year. Maybe he's just more comfortable as that third option. Seemed to not be doing so well as a second option. Now, that could say maybe he was playing with the injury that was nagging him and bothering him. But if Jamal Murray comes back, a man well-known, very well known to step his game up in the playoffs, that's going to be dangerous. Not to mention, this core together, they've played 4 7-game series together. So if things get deep, that's a team you can't count out. If you're going 6 or 7, Denver is scary because they know what to do when they get into those deep series. So I know I was still calling the Warriors a contender, but if that ends up being a 3-6 matchup, you better watch out. Because if Jamal comes back playing like Jamal, night. You got to keep your foot on the gas or night. Do I think they're going to win the West? Absolutely not. But do I think they could give people problems and have an upset? They could have 2 upsets. If they're the 6th seed, right, and they somehow upset the Warriors, I could see them going in and upsetting Memphis. I could definitely see it. Jamal has more time back. MPJ has more time back, gelling more together. They just have the momentum of beating, the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. Now, are they beating the Suns? No. The Suns and the Nuggets played last year. I know Jamal wasn't in, but, bro, Chris Paul torched that defense. It was bad. It was a sweep, if I remember correctly. So do I think that this Nuggets core is beating this Suns core? No. But do I think that the Suns could do something nasty? Yes.
I'm really high on Denver. I just don't think this year is their year. Even if Jamal's back, even if MPJ is back, they're both coming back from significant injuries. It's going to take a bit of time. I think they're probably a first-round exit. Unless they move up to the 5 seed, maybe they can do something with Utah. But next year, yeah, I'm really high on them. I think they'll be a legit title contender next year. But Jamal Murray will be after not playing basketball for a significant amount of time, a significant lower body injury at that. MPJ, we know he's had struggles with back injuries. He's probably going to come back into the lineup and play 10, 15 minutes a night for a while. He's going to have to take some time to get back in. So I like this team. I think they're still going to be a tough first-round series, but next year's their year as far as I'm concerned. They'll still be good, but it's going to be tough to get chemistry back, to get MPJ and Jamal Murray back healthy and conditioned and in basketball shape and playing well. I think it's a lot to ask in 15, 20 games at most before the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. The good thing is this core is pretty much intact. I think they even extended Aaron Gordon. So, they're pretty much intact. Everybody's going to be back. Health is just the biggest issue for this team, obviously. Because I was in the camp last year. I thought if they stayed healthy, I think that was the team that's going to win the Western Conference. Just how good Jokic was. And we know, like Gabe said, Jamal Murray's a playoff killer. And MPJ was playing comfortably as that third option. But then injuries hit, and obviously it did not work out that way. So hopefully, if I was this team, I would just be comfortable with however this season plans out. Let Murray fully recover. Let MPJ have a full offseason to recover. And just come back next year. And like you said, next year should be this season. That's the window for this team, like you said. So I don't think they should rush these guys back. But if they do, it can make it a little more interesting in the West, maybe. But then those guys got to ramp it back up after not playing for so long. It could be a lot to ask.
It's not worth
The thing is,
re-aggravating their injuries this season.
it's
Not worth
Yeah.
it.
it's that Warriors matchup that really intrigues me. I would still take the Warriors, but I'm sitting here thinking about it, right? You have Jamal Murray back on the basketball court. He's probably being guarded by Steph Curry on ball or Klay Thompson off an Achilles injury.
Jokic
Even
is
if
giving
he's
them
not
hell.
even if he's not 100% Jamal Murray, the Warriors' defensive guards do not look great right now. Like,
Gary Payton, bro.
He
hey,
got
they do
injured
have
now,
Gary
too.
Payton. Gary Payton, he's gonna have to take that starting spot or something.
The mitten. I
And
think that's
then
what they call it.
Jokic, bro, especially, I don't know what Draymond's status is right now, but if he's not back in the full swing,
Even
Jokic
if he is.
giving them problems. Yeah, I mean, Draymond's a great defender, but on ball, one-on-one against Jokic, great offense usually beats great defense.